What is a king? Is it the strongest warrior, the most disciplined tactician, or is it something else entirely? In another world, on a different sea, the Straw Hat pirates set sail. But the man wearing the hat isn't the one we know. This is the story of Captain Roronoa Zoro, a crew of the world's strongest, and the legendary adventures they never had. We know the story of Monkey D. Luffy, a boy with a rubber body and a dream so big it inspired kings and revolutionaries. His power isn't just his fist, it's his uncanny ability to turn enemies into allies, to build a family out of chaos. But let's rewind. Imagine in Shellstown, Luffy still frees Zoro from Captain Morgan. But when he declares he's going to be king of the pirates, Zoro doesn't just see a quirky kid, he sees raw, untamed potential, and a complete lack of strategy. And Zoro, with the focus of a man who has sworn a sacred oath to become the world's greatest, makes a different calculation. You have the dream, kid, he might say, but I have the discipline. Follow me, and we'll both get what we want. And just like that, the foundation is laid. Not on a dream of freedom, but on a pact of ambition. And personally, I think that single shift in their dynamic changed the soul of the entire One Piece world. Let's trace the ripples of Captain Zoro's leadership. First, the crew dynamic, a well-oiled machine of war. The Straw Hats under Zoro become less of a family and more of a specialized military unit. Nami doesn't join through the emotional catharsis of Arlong Park. Captain Zoro would have seen Arlong as a target, a threat to their navigational asset. He defeats him in a straight fight, and Nami, impressed by his strength but not inspired by his heart, joins out of a cold professional calculation. And this is where, in my opinion, the first major loss occurs. The iconic scene of Luffy giving Nami his hat, it just wouldn't happen. That profound, wordless understanding is replaced by a simple transaction: protection for navigation. The recruitment strategy, efficiency over empathy. Now let's talk about the others. Usopp, Zoro would have zero patience for his tall tales and initial cowardice. He might see Syrup Village as a waste of time. They could easily sail right past, leaving the Going Merry and Usopp behind. No Merry means no Cluboucherman, no ship with a soul. Sanji? He still gets recruited, but the dynamic is flipped. The cook is a necessity. But their rivalry isn't the comedic relief we know. It's a deadly serious competition for the position of first mate and strongest fighter. The constant bickering would be toxic, not endearing. And Chopper? This one hurts to think about. A crew focused purely on combat strength might see a sick island and a reindeer doctor as a detour they can't afford. They might never land on Drum Island. Doctrine's cherry blossoms would never bloom for them. The arc divergence, the path of least narration. Now let's get into the big moments. Enies Lobby. This, for me, is the most crucial fork in the road. Luffy's order to burn the world government flag is the single most defining act of his captaincy. It's a declaration that no power on Earth is greater than his crewmate. Would Captain Zoro do the same? I have to be honest, I don't think so. His code is about strength and honor, but it's also pragmatic. Declaring war on the entire world to save one crewmate? He would see it as a strategic disaster. He might respect Robin's choice to sacrifice herself for the crew's safety. He might even agree with it. The Straw Hats would leave Enies Lobby without their archaeologist, their mission a failure. The message is clear. The mission and the crew's survival comes before any single person. It's effective. But is it heroic? So, where does this path lead? To a very different endgame. The Straw Hat pirates under Zoro are a force to be reckoned with. They are stronger, sharper, and more disciplined individually. But they are also smaller. Luffy's genius is his ability to build an empire of goodwill. The Straw Hat Grand Fleet, it would never exist. The alliances with the Heart Pirates, the Samurai of Wano, the Giants of Elbaf, those weren't forged by strength alone. They were forged by Luffy's unique magnetic spirit. Zoro inspires fear and respect, not the unwavering loyalty that makes entire nations rally to your cause. In the final war, Captain Zoro's crew would be an elite spearhead cutting through the front lines, but they would be alone. There would be no massive fleet to hold back the world government's armies. They would be overwhelmed by numbers because they never invested in the one thing that truly makes a king: allies. And the One Piece itself? I believe Gul D. Roger was a man of immense chaotic joy, much like Luffy. The final treasure, I think, isn't just gold or a weapon. It's a secret that requires a certain kind of heart to understand, a heart that values the journey and the friends above the destination. Captain Zoro would reach Raftel, but would he even understand what he found there? Or would it just be another checkmark on his list? So, what does this dark reflection teach us? It shows us that Luffy's true power was never his Gomu Gomu no Mi. It was his ability to be the sun that an entire garden of dreams could grow towards. Zoro is a mighty oak, providing shade and strength, but under his leadership, the more delicate, beautiful flowers of the crew, the empathy, the joy, the unconditional loyalty, would simply never bloom. This thought experiment proves something I've always felt deep down. Luffy isn't just a captain for the Straw Hats, the only captain they could ever have. Because the king of the pirates isn't just the strongest warrior, he's the one who brings the entire world to your side.